Figure it out.
Hello, this is Adam Koralik with Figure It Out Productions. The following video is part of our Quick Shoot series. Hey guys, it's Adam here, and as I'm sure you're aware, recently I took a trip to the UK. And while I was there, I decided to meet up with my friend Ben. Cool guy. He decided to take me to a store called Retro World, which you can see here from multiple angles. Now this game store is actually inside of a mall, which I went ahead and scanned a thing here for you. They actually call it arcades over there, by the way. It's kind of bizarre. But anyway, it's in a town called Derby, and with Ben's accent, I always thought he was saying Dobby, like the Harry Potter character. So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. So once you're inside the store, you can see this bargain bin there. It's pretty cool. And they got some DVDs. There they got more bargain bins, original Xbox, which I combed through. You got PS3, and you got PS2, and of course PS1. Lots of great stuff up there, all pretty reasonably priced as far as I was concerned. Lots of cool stuff back there. It's kind of you'd have to just kind of look and hunt, and it's kind of cool in that sense. By the way, there was a boxed PAL Dreamcast. Shout out to my friend Daniel, who really wanted one of those, but sorry man, there was no way for me to bring it over. Lots of N64, and there was of course a lot of actual consoles there. Lots of Master System 2s, of course, because the console was popular there. There's the owner, a very nice lady. She really, knew her stuff. Pretty cool, and she was very thrilled that I wanted to shoot a video in there because I guess she'd been meaning to do that for a while. But anyway, lots of Mega Drive, more Master System. Here you had some GameCube over there, the little Saturn selection. I was hoping to find way more Saturn stuff. Lots of cool stuff up and overhead. Some toys and figures as well, in addition to video games, which is always neat to see. And more of it on the other side. And yeah, man, just lots of just cool stuff. And over there, you can see there's, this caught my eye, was the Sega CD version of Lethal Enforcers in the box, and lots of Japanese Saturn stuff back there, which was really neat to see. Yeah, in a nutshell, man, that is Retro World. Pretty neat store, right? Okay, so I've decided to attach my pickups and my thoughts on the store as part of the tour video, since obviously the tour video was short. Makes sense, right? Yes, it does. Okay, thank you for still watching. Now, that store, I didn't get to spend a whole lot of time there. Once again, with Ben, he's kind of like, we gotta go, we gotta go, we gotta go. Because he wanted to take me to a lot of different places, and so we could only spend so much time in one place. It's totally understandable. Yeah, that store was great. They had a lot of really cool stuff, and the woman who runs it was incredibly friendly. I definitely recommend it if you're ever in Derby or Dobby. It's not a Harry Potter character, dude. It's Derby. I know you invented the language, but we improved it. Please don't be offended, everyone in the UK. I'm just kidding. Alright, so let's get on with it. Let's talk about pickups. What did I get there? Now, as you guys know from this list I keep waving around in every one of these videos, the thing I was primarily hunting for was Sega Saturn stuff. Unfortunately there I did not find anything I was actually looking for, but that was okay because they did have other stuff. Well, it was this side. Stay. Bad. They had other stuff I wanted, and one of the other consoles I was really looking for, games for, exclusives, was the original Xbox. And they did fulfill that a little bit. They had this. This is a game called Knights of the Temple Infernal Crusade. Now, I don't know much about this game. It just looked neat. It's an exclusive that is actually a game. It's not a sports title. It's something that could be interesting. And, typically exclusives like that intrigue me because it's not that they suck or anything. It's just like they'll get released in one place and then their release will get canceled or something in another place, and you just miss out on a title. So yeah, that one. It looks pretty cool. And Knights of the Temple Infernal Crusade. Sorry, I kind of forgot the name there for a second. Looks cool, so I was happy to pick that up, and it was very reasonably priced. That's another thing I really want to give props to Retro World about. Their prices were very reasonable, so that was definitely cool. So there you go, Knights of the Temple Infernal Crusade. But it does not end there. This was my last day in the UK, at least for shopping purposes. The next day is completely reserved for air travel. You don't really count that. But so at that point I had a little bit of space left, I had a little bit of money left, and there was one console I had just kept kind of ignoring. I acknowledged it everywhere I went, but I never picked anything up for it because I wanted to reserve my space and money for other things. But since I was pretty much out of those options at this point, I decided I had no choice. I gotta pick up a Sega Master System game. It would be insane if I didn't. There's so many exclusive ones over here. I owe it to myself to get at least one. So one that caught my eye was this, Aladdin. Now I love the Sega Genesis version, Mega Drive version of this game. It's phenomenal. So I figured that's kind of a safe bet. That's a good one to go after. Boxed, complete, looks great. Very happy to have it. And again, very reasonably priced. Now along those lines, when I was up at the register, you guys saw there's a little bin of like loose Master System carts. She saw this obviously because, you know, she's like, okay, you want to buy a Master System game, and then this was before she knew I was going to make a video. This is important. Before she knew I had intended to make a video, she just had this box of cards, and she's like, oh, go ahead and take a Master System game if you want one. So I thumbed through and I picked out Robocop versus Terminator. Again, another game I like on the Genesis, so very cool to get the Master System version. Obviously loose cart, but I don't have a problem with that. I ain't Ben. I don't mind if they're loose carts. I absolutely prefer boxed, but a loose cart never killed anyone. So I'm happy about that, especially for free. That's pretty awesome, and thank you again to Retro World for that. But that is not all. As you guys might remember, possibly, I mentioned in a different video that I was really looking for one specific Mega Drive game. Now, the Mega Drive / Genesis is my second favorite console of all time, but I've never had much of a desire to get a huge collection for it just because there's way too much stuff. There's way too much stuff. So I never really bothered, so I went for very specific things. And in this case, I was looking for one game, and that was Micro Machines. And the reason I want it is because it's on a unique cartridge that added 2 extra controllers, or 2 extra controller ports, so that 4 people could play all at once without any kind of multi-tap being required. I just think that's like the neatest idea that anyone ever tried that. And it's supposed to be a common game. Everywhere I went, I would ask, and they'd be like, "Oh, we must have it," and no one ever had it. Never found it. I had just completely given up hope that I would ever find this game. And that's the same thing that happened at Retro World. I didn't see it anywhere, and I was like, ah, whatever. And I asked the lady behind the counter, I was like, you don't happen to have it, do you? And she was like, which one? Do you want this one, or this one, or this one? I was like, I'll take them all. Again, all reasonably priced, so that wasn't even an issue. So these 2 are boxed and complete. Obviously, this one's a loose cart. But yeah, man, you can see it's just got 2 extra controller ports on it, so it's got a total of 4 players. I just think that's awesome. It's really very cool. But yeah, man, that was my experience at Next Level Games. Those are my pickups. It was a great store. If you are ever in that area, it's definitely one to check out. You'd have to look it up on Google Maps because I don't pretend to know exactly where it is. I was driven there by Ben, but it's in a town called Derby. Derby. It is not a Harry Potter character, Dobby, but yeah, go there, check it out. It's a very cool store, and thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you all later.